Hello everybody, it's your boy Street Fighter 88 here, and I have a beginner's video for Sid from Punch Planet. I feel like I've put enough time into this character to understand the basics, some of the advanced stuff as well. I just wanted to make this video for people who are new to the series, who are new to fighting games in general, and so I could kind of give you a brief overview of just a few things that you could do with this character. Some fun stuff, but more so practical things when you're in combat. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so Sid is a mix between a zoner and a rushdown character. She can play both sides of the field, so to speak. So you don't have to feel like you're tied down to one play style. She's very diverse. She's got good normals. Her special attacks are very good for following up with these normals. And she's got a decent amount of damage with her super. She's not the strongest character in the game, but her speed more than anything makes up for it. So let me get started with the normals. Okay, so she's got her light punch is a jab, kind of like a stab move right here. It's about it's a 4-frame jab. Pretty good, pretty decent. This is actually one of her fastest normals right here. Her crouching light punch, I think it's about a 5-frame. A little bit slower, but it's really good if you're if you want to whiff punish with a jab. Really good if you're already crouch blocking. She's got a light kick. Standing light kick is a low attack, so that can throw people off. If you notice your opponent is blocking high a lot, you can switch it up with the low attack, and then that you can hit confirm off of that into more damaging combos, which I'll show later. She's got a standing medium punch, which is not necessarily her safest move. It is minus. You want to mainly use this move when you're confirming. Say like you get a good jump in, go back with that standing low kick, and then you can immediately go to standing medium punch. So you tap these two buttons together, and it's basically a chain combo. It's not even a link. But if you do miss that, first hit, and you get the medium punch blocked, you will be minus, and it will leave you open to attack. So only use that for confirmed hits, but it does pretty decent damage. Now her standing medium kick, it's a really good poke. Really good. It comes out quick. It's got decent range on it. Not the best range, but it's good for just if you're trying to, if you're playing footsies with your opponent and just trying to get in, but you don't exactly want to commit all the way, you go in with that, and you'll do decent damage with it. I think they just recently buffed the damage on that attack. She's got a standing high punch, which is good for pokes as well. I like to start matches with this move. It's got good range on it, and if your opponent whiffs, you can, if they whiff a move, if they whiff a normal, you press that button, that's decent damage, and you still are within a good footsie range to where they can't punish you back. So, you know, if you want to commit to that, that's good and everything. Just be careful when you use it. If you use it too much, they'll start jumping in on you. And once they jump in, while you're mid animation, it leaves you so open for attack. So just be careful with that move. Now we moved to her next move, which is her standing high kick. This move is very controversial in the Punch Planet community, especially the Sid users. A lot of people feel like it's not a good move to use. She does like a forward step kick. That move right there. Now it's good and it's bad. I'm gonna tell you both sides of why. Okay. Now this move right here is good from a certain range. It moves you in and you're attacking simultaneously. So you want to keep that in mind. You can still get in at the same time while you're attacking. Now it's bad as in if you're really close, that's why spacing is important. If you're really close and you do this move and they block, you're really minus, and you can be punished. You can be punished severely. I've had full combos landed on me due to this move by being too close and doing it simply on accident. But whether you do it on accident or on purpose, you can be punished really hard for it. So just keep that in mind. It's decent. It's decent at range. This range right here is good. If you're trying to get in, right there. You want to get in right there. It'll move you in. And on counter hit, you can actually combo off of it on counter hit. So let me try this again. See right there, you can actually counter hit and then go into combos from that. Now that's all of her standing normals. She's got some crouch normals and jumping normals, obviously. We'll get to these next. So she's got I've already talked about her crouching low punch. Pretty good for punishing whiffs. If you block a move and it's minus, this is your go-to move right here. You don't want to do it on wake up. You don't want to jab out on wake up. It's very unsafe. They can grab you. They can do a super, whatever. You know, if they know you're going to wake up with a jab, they can, empty jump on you, or neutral jump when you wake up. Just very unsafe. Now you have her crouching medium punch, which is it actually hits low, unlike the crouching light punch. This is not a low attack. This is actually a mid attack. So if they're standing, they're blocking standing, they will block that. Now they will not block this if they're blocking standing. So actual low attack. So keep that in mind. This move basically is good for sneaking up on your opponent. Like I said earlier, if you notice they're blocking high a lot, hit them with a low attack. Hit them with a low attack. Go into her special moves, which we'll get into later, and then you can just chain off of that. Now, like I said, it does hit low, but if this move is blocked, it is minus. So you want to be careful of that. Her next move is her crouching high punch. Really good anti-air. It's hard to do this move in reaction to a jump in, but if you're anticipating the jump in, good damage, and it will definitely what's the word I'm looking for? This will definitely keep them from jumping in on you. They will think twice about jumping in. If you hit them with a couple of these, they'll think twice next time they want to do it. Her next move, her crouching light kick. Now this is an actual low attack. It's like her standing light kick. This is a low attack. It combos into her standing jab and her crouching jab. You can't do it twice and chain it, see? It won't work. But her jabs it will chain into, or link. This is more of a link, not a chain. So that's basically it for that move. She has a crouching medium punch anti-air. I'm sorry, medium kick anti-air. This move right here. Probably one of her best normals as far as jump-ins go. And you still have the crouching high punch as well, but crouching medium kick, it's going to negate most, I would say about 80% jump-ins. Certain characters have hitboxes that conform differently when they're in the air, like Dog, Tiara at times with some of her moves. But if you do this move on most jump-ins, especially if they're close. If they're close, this is a good anti-air. If they try to cross you up and you can only react split second, especially Dog. Dog's cross-ups, this move will actually auto-correct and it will hit them out of the air. So that's a good move to remember as well. Her crouching high kick, it's a trip. Standard trip move. It's a good move. If you're noticing your opponent is blocking high a lot, go for a trip. Don't do it too much. It is unsafe on block, and you can be tripped back or punished. Punished with a full combo. But basically a good move. If you jump in at like max range and you can't necessarily get in for a full combo, it's a good move. Right here, see? Let me push this guy over a little. All right. or say like your max range at a jumping medium kick. It has a lot of reach on it. Really good range. About as much, actually it's less range than her standing medium kick. Before a low attack is really good range. So if you're in a footsie battle and you're trying to find some way to get that knockdown, it's a good way. Easy knockdown, really quick. If you do it unpredictably, they can't read it most of the time, and it's just good for mix-ups, good for making them guess. Sid overall is a very guess-heavy character, so if you take advantage of that, she's very deadly and can lead to a lot of successful matches if used correctly. Okay, so that's all of her crouching normals. Now she has more normals that are standing and crouching, but they're charged normals. We'll get to that later on. So let's get to her jumping normals. She has her jumping light punch, which is really good for like basically setting somebody up when you're setting somebody up with the launcher, and we'll get to that launcher later. You want to just tap real quick, dash under, and then continue your combo. Like I said, we'll get back to that. Not much damage, but it's good for resets mainly. Someone jumps in the air, you tap them real quick. Before they hit the ground, you want to start setting them up for another combo. Her jumping medium punch. This is a good air-to-air move. Now, the thing about this is the hitbox on it lasts really long. So when it looks like it's not going to hit, it can still hit. So, like I said, it lasts really long. You can hit on the ground, but it's mainly for air to air. Someone's above you. Usually when someone is above you, that's when you want to do it. It's got some startups, so you kind of got to like time it. Enough of that. Now, so she's got a down stab with her jumping high punch. This right here. It's a good move. Pretty good damage. You mainly want to do this to throw off the timing. Sometimes people like the parry jump-ins. It's just a really quick move. It will set up for more combos once you get in, you know. I don't use it too often, but it is good. Every now and then, you don't want to abuse it, or they'll start recognizing it. But it's a good jump-in. Her jumping light kick. Now, this move, it's another move you can use just to like tap for a reset or whatnot. I mainly use it for cross-ups. You got a grenade coming. It's a good cross-up move. You know, it didn't cross up there, but it can. It has that capability too. There we go. You hit with that, you can go into your combos. You kind of want to use your cross-ups in an instance where your opponent has to guess. They're like, okay, it's a good range right in here. Is it going to hit me from the front or from the back? It's hard to tell, you know. From that range right here, it could be either one. But you want them to have to guess. See, that's a cross-up as well. So that's her jumping medium kick. It can be used as a cross-up as well. That's mainly what I use it for. You want your opponent to guess with this move. Normally jump-ins, you start with the medium kick, I would say, on some other fighters, but you don't want this to be your primary source of getting in, because people do anti-air, they do parry. If you're playing Tiara, you don't want to be doing this all game. She's going to parry at some point, or she's going to do her air throw. It's just very risky. But the cross-up is a good option. It's a tool. It's not your main tool, but it's one of your tools you have, and your medium kick is going to be the premise for that. So, her next move is her jumping fierce kick. Now, this move is deadly. Okay, I say fierce kick, but it's high kick. Her jumping high kick is very dangerous, not because of the damage. It does decent damage, but the reason that is deadly is because it throws off the timing of when people are supposed to block, when they're supposed to react, when they're supposed to parry. This move can be done early and hit like this, up high, and you can still combo, just because the hit stun is so long. Or it can be done at the very last moment, right there. You see how I hit him at the last moment? And so they're trying to parry as soon as I jump. I'm not hitting it until I'm down here. And even off of that last minute hit, you can still combo, see? And then that's a medium one. So high, medium, low, and you can still combo. You can still combo off of that. It's such a deadly move, such a deadly jump in. You want to constantly mix it up to where they're not trying to react. But you want them to try to react to it, but at different times. So that's another tool for jump ins as well. Once again, you don't want to rely on the jump ins, but it's just another tool that you can use. So that's all of her jumping normals, her standard ones. She has 2 additional jump ins, 2 additional, not jump ins, but just jumping normals, and their charge moves. So that's the next section I want to get to. Sid has charge moves from her normal punching attacks, mainly her medium punch and her heavy punch. Now, if you hold the button, that's a charge move, that's a charge move, this, and this. Okay, now that's not all of them. So her standing medium punch, once charged, it actually turns into an overhead. So I'm going to force the AI to block low. Okay, he's blocking low. Okay, I can't hit him with any low attacks. He's blocking it all. You charge her medium punch, turns into an overhead. Really good for throwing your opponent off. I like to use it in instances during block strings. Every now and then, I'll do a standard, block string or whatever, and then we'll get him to actually block high. Where's he at? Okay, we'll get him to block high. Okay. There we go. Okay, so he's blocking high. So he's going to block my jump in, but he won't block my low attack. Okay. All right. So there are times where this will actually, he'll actually, like, they won't fall, they'll fall for all of that, and sometimes they won't. So what I like to do is I like to mix it up, right? So this is basically jumping medium kick, standing light kick into medium punch. So what I'll do is I'll throw it off and I'll mix it up a little bit by charging the medium punch with this right there, because at that point they got hit by the low attack. Their instinct is, I gotta block low, I gotta block low, I don't want to be hit again from low. So once you hit them with the light attack, charge the medium punch, instant overhead. Not instant, I'm sorry, just an overhead. So it's just another option, something you can use. Now, her standing high punch is a charge attack. It does a bit more damage than just the normal standing high punch. So that's standing high punch. Her charge does about a little bit more damage. Totally worth it. It's good for throwing your opponent off on their, if they're trying to parry. If they're trying to parry this all day, you throw one of these on there, it's a good whip punish. Really good. And it's worth the damage. Now, you can use this move not just as a standalone poke, but as more damaging enders to a combo, and we'll get to that later. So she also has a jumping medium punch charge move. That move right there, it actually, the hitbox lasts pretty long on that move, like really long, and you can actually hit people from on the ground, from the air with that. So that's mainly used for combos as well, but it can be used for air to air if timed properly. Now, her next move is her jumping charged high punch. This is a really, I cannot stress how good this move is. It puts your enemy in so much hit stun and so much block stun. If they block this, it's just free pressure. Just free pressure. So they block that, continue the pressure until you find that opening some way, whether it's a low or it's a high. Like you have them in your in the palm of your hand. If you get a hit on this, if you get a hit on the jumping charged high punch, it leads to so much. I'll just give you a short example right here. This is what I meant with the standing charged high punch. You see that? Those 4 hits, all off of this, just off of one jump in. So it's good for footsies. You got your opponent kind of trying to guess. They're in the corner. They don't know what to do. They don't know whether you're going to hit them with a low attack. They don't know if you're going to dash up and throw them. You want them to make a mistake. Let them try to, you know, let your opponent try to play footsies with you. Try to whiff a normal. Let them whiff a normal. And as soon as they do, you jump in, hit them with that move, and then follow up with the crouching charge. And then once they're in the air, you jump and do the it's crouching charged high punch. And after that, you get a short hop. And then once they're in the air, you hit them with the charged medium punch, and then as they're falling, charged standing high punch. So I'll run over that one more time. So 4 moves off of one jump in. Now, I'll go back and explain just a little bit here. It brings me to the next subject. She's got 2 crouching charged moves as well, charged normals. Okay, this is what people like to call command normals. So if you're crouching and you charge hard punch, she'll launch the enemy, right, or the opponent. So once you launch them, you have like a very small window where you can do a short hop afterwards. What I like to do is I hit the move, and as the move hits, I'm holding up forward. It doesn't matter whether you hold up or up forward. It doesn't matter. As long as you're holding up, you will jump forward. I'm even holding back up, and she still jumps forward. It's a short hop forward. So once that hits, jump forward, and then you hold medium punch, and she does a second hit. As they're falling to the ground, you hit high punch, and you charge that for the third or fourth attack. Pretty good damage. Now she's got one more charge normal that I forgot to mention. Okay, down medium punch. That's mainly used for OTG combos. So you throw somebody, you DTC, and you do down medium punch. You can hit them off the ground. A lot of people nowadays or who are new to the game, I should say, they do throws and don't realize that there's more you can do to it. Throwing is very good in certain situations. You don't want to do it too much, but it beats a lot of wake up invincible moves, and at the same time it keeps your opponent from trying to parry something as well. It's very good. It's a very good counter for parrying. People like to wake up parry on here. Nothing wrong with that, but now you have another tool to beat that. So that is all of Sid's normals. We'll move on to the next topic of discussion, her special moves. Now, Sid has 3 special moves. She's got the knife rush, she's got the knife wheel, and she also has her grenade. So 3 special moves. They all strength of the button that you press, have different properties and whatnot. We're not really going to get too much into that, but I just want to kind of like discuss when and how to use them. We'll start with her knife rush. Her knife rush is it's a move you want to use to complement your normals. You want to add it on to the end of your normals for damage, for added damage, and in some cases a wall bounce. Her EX version will actually wall bounce the opponent. Now that's good in certain situations as far as just adding up more damage in combos. Also, if you want to get somebody off of you, you know, you're constantly getting knocked down. you're constantly getting knocked down, you know, and there's nothing really you could do about it, right? So what you do is, when you wake up with that, and it's going to get the opponent off of you. It's really going to get the opponent off. It's good for chip damage as well. You know, your opponent has a sliver of health, and they're just like putting you in the mix. They're doing all types of mix-ups, cross-ups, whatever, and you're in danger of losing the match. I wouldn't recommend doing this all the time, but if you hit somebody with a sliver of health with an EX move, you can chip them out for the win. I've had to do it a few times. It's not my go-to move, but it will definitely help in certain situations. It's just knowledge to have. But her regular knife rush moves are pretty decent. I like using her light one in certain combos. So light punch doesn't have much range, very quick. To DTC this move, you have to press the button again very quickly. So I would go, I'm messing it up right now. Okay, that didn't even connect. You have to DTC very quickly. In case you don't know, DTC is performed by pressing the same attack button that you previously used, pressing it as soon as that attack hits, and you can cancel. So just remember that, very quick on the light punch. Now the medium punch, a little bit more range. It's really unsafe on block. If you find yourself doing that and you whiff, or if they block, DTC that. The timing is a little bit slower on that. A little bit. Her fierce, it's a knockdown. It's good for getting people, you know, putting them in the corner at a certain distance. It knocks back pretty far. You mainly want to use this in conjunction with fierce attacks. So crouching fierce into hard punch or high punch knife rush will combo. Now you can't go crouching medium punch to high punch knife rush. It won't combo, and you'll leave yourself open. But if you do happen to whiff, DTC. Time is just a little bit slower on that one. It's the slowest of the three. Now onto her grenades. Her grenades are good for setups, pressure, forcing your opponent to make a move. All right. Her light kick grenade has the longest recovery, but the grenade moves the slowest. You kind of want to stay away from this move when you're fighting Roy. He can whiff punish with gunshot, with medium punch gunshot. Just be wary of that. It's good for, like I said, good for setups. So say like I do a quick combo, a wall bounce, I throw that. They have to guess. They have to not necessarily guess, but they have to do some hard thinking about how they're going to block, because that grenade is going to hit them on wake up. Now they can block, they can parry, or they can just eat the mix up. That's basically their options. So once again, you do that, throw the grenade. That combos. If they get hit by that, that combos. But you want them guessing. You want them guessing. You want them to work. They have to earn that defense. You want them to earn that defense. Don't give it to them easy. Make them earn it. So just something I would recommend. Now her medium kick grenade. Little quicker recovery. The grenades are just a tad bit slower. I would throw this one in between light kick and hard kick, just to like mix up the timing. Because if they're thinking, okay, I can jump over this, and you've been conditioning them for the high punch grenade one, the high punch grenade speed, they try to jump over that, they're going to get caught. They're going to get hit, and then you're going to be able to dash up and hit them with the combo, the follow-up combo. So just keep that in reminder. I wouldn't depend on medium punch grenade, but it's good for changing up this. Just change the pace. Now we're going to move to her knife wheel. So this is the knife wheel. That's the light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. Now obviously they all three have different ranges. All three have different ranges. You want to use it accordingly. It's good for fake outs. You know, if you do it at a certain range, they're going to try to throw you. They're going to whiff a throw, and then you just dash in there, hit them with that light, the crouching medium punch, and then you go into your combos. You can fake out with that. This is another move where you have to watch your opponent's blocking. If you notice them blocking low a lot, this is an overhead. If they're blocking low every time you get in close, every time you start applying pressure, going with a knife rush. Mix it up. Start doing the chain, going to a knife rush. They're going to instantly block low. Like I said, you're giving them that pressure, hit them with a knife rush. Now on counter hit, you can combo off of this. So you get the timing right, you can get a full combo off of that. Full combo. Next, I want to talk about the EX versions of these two moves. Okay, so back to the grenade. Now EX grenade is 2 hits. Recovery is super quick. The grenade moves the fastest of all of them. It moves really quick and it hits 2 times. You can DTC this and throw another grenade. You can DTC any grenade and throw another one. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be EX. It's just another method of pressure. You're forcing your opponent to make a move. And when they jump in, you throw the slow one. When they jump in, wait for them. Do that crouching medium kick, anti-arrow. Hit them with a crouching down high punch. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Or if you can anticipate the jump, knife will knock them out of the air. So this is a good mix-up as well. Slow, and then as soon as they jump, hit them with the knife wheel. A lot of people want to jump to either get over the grenade or they want to try to just block low, thinking that it's a low attack or, you know, just being extra safe. You'll hit them with an overhead. Not all the time, but it's just, like I said, once again, back to that saying again, it's just another option. Now, so we went over the EX grenade. EX knife wheel. This move has the most range of the knife wheels. On counter hit, you can combo, just like the same with anything else. So this move on wake up cannot be thrown. From what I've been told, this move on wake up cannot be thrown. If you're waking up with EX moves and your opponent is constantly grabbing them, mainly the EX knife rush, this is throwable. Keep that in mind. It beats people who try to media on wake up, but at the same time, if they decide to throw you on wake up, you're going to get thrown. This move, from what I've been told, is you cannot be thrown because you're going to be in the air state. You're going to be in the air state as soon as you do it. Not as soon as, but it's a few frames on startup. But when you do it, you're airborne, and they can't throw you. So that's all of her special moves. Let's go to her supers. Super number 1 is called Super Ball. So what she does is a 5-hit super, which is best used after confirming into the super. And you really don't want to do this as a raw super. You're going to get countered. It's really unsafe. It's a good confirmation super. So let's go ahead and do it real quick. So like I said, 5 hits. Good move for confirming a hit. You get a good combo. See, I messed that combo up. I dropped it. There we go. Really good for adding on that, tacking on that extra damage at the end of a combo. Only costs 2 bars. Now her level 4, not level 4, but her 4-bar super is an install. It's called Super Custom. Basically, it turns all your normal, your punching normals that are just regular, instantly charges them. So you don't have to charge, making this move the best overhead in the game. So it costs 4 bars, and all your moves are instant. All your charge moves are instant. So that's an overhead. it turns it into the best, in my opinion, the best overhead in the game. You're constantly mixing up your opponent at this time. They have to guess. They don't know what's coming. You can hit them with a low, hit them with an overhead, you know, and do whatever. Now, while this is still going, if you watch your super, your meter, it's going down. But you still have meter. If you still have meter for a 2-bar super, you can do that during your install. So that's just more damage to your combo. Now, keep that in mind. You can still do all of that and attack, and you have your time meter and whatnot, so it can lead to pretty silly stuff that I like to call really silly and fun combos like this. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Now, when it comes to damage, it's not the most damaging combo. It's fun to do, and it's just really satisfying to pull off combos like that, and it surprises people at the same time too. So just experiment with it. Try different things with the super custom. It's amazing. By far one of the best supers in the game, in my opinion. If utilized properly, you have to use it right. I like confirming into the super mainly because if you do it normal, the time is wasting. The clock's running, so you're losing your opportunity to do this mid combo. I normally like to confirm into the super after a knife rush. So say like I'm playing footsies, I get that low hit, and then I do that, I can go straight into it. I can go straight into it. As soon as you get the knife rush, as soon as you get that knife rush confirmed, that's when you want to do it. So that's super custom. And then, like I said, her super ball super, good for confirming. You want to do that at the end of a combo during your install as well. Maximize your damage. Maximizing damage is very important against people like Tiara with the most health in the game. I mean, it's always going to be important, especially against players who take advantage of every whiffed move. If you're in a tight match and no one's making any mistakes, the first one to make mistake is going to lose. And how you take advantage of those mistakes is going to decide whether you win or not. You want to maximize your damage. It's very important to practice your combos. Practice what you can do. Okay, so we went over normals. We went over command normals. We went over special attacks and supers. We kind of slightly touched on cross-ups, media attacks, throws. What I want to close out on with is just a few bread and butter combos. In case you are new to this, a few things you can do, or a few combos you can do that'll kind of like give you decent damage, but it's not too how do I say this? It's not too advanced for you at this point, and you don't have to panic or I have to spend so much time learning this. Well, let's just start with the basics. So I have a couple bread and butter combos I like. When I started out doing a lot when I first started playing was crouching light punch, standing light punch, crouching medium punch, knife rush. So here we go, and that was medium knife rush, by the way. Now you can do light punch, but you cannot do fierce punch, heavy punch, because it'll whiff. It won't link, I promise. So that was 3 jabs. And that was light punch knife rush. We also have a combo that is how do I say this? It's kind of advanced, but not too advanced. Basically, this is my bread and butter right now. I use it a lot. Jump in, standing light kick to medium punch to crouching jab. Now this one, the timing's a little weird on this, but you jump in and then you finish with a light punch knife rush. So you can do that either in front, or you can do this as a cross up. But the timing is very specific on that crouching light punch. You gotta kind of wait for that medium punch and then jab. Now you can do that crouching or standing. For me, it's just a bit harder to confirm into that knife rush after a standing. That's why I do crouching. She's got a few bread and butters with her jumping hard kick as well, so you can get a little bit more damage. So this one's pretty decent. You jump in, medium punch, crouching medium punch. So jump in with a jumping high kick, crouching medium punch into medium punch knife rush. There we go. So that's 3 hits right there. Decent damage. You got to be careful though, because this move can be unsafe in certain situations if you miss. So you want to make sure you hit it. If you miss, if they block, you can always DPC just by tapping the button again. Okay. Tap the button again, make yourself safe. Back up, get yourself a little bit of space. Now back to the other bread and butter combo I was talking about. Okay, so you go into that, you can confirm in the super immediately after the hit. For me, it's a bit easier to confirm after medium punch knife rush. You can do it after light punch, but you gotta have very quick timing. So let's do the one with light punch knife rush first. Now it's possible, but you gotta be very quick. Medium punch is a larger buffer window. So I would recommend starting off with medium punch. Now, light punch, you're not going to get more damage, but if you miss, if you drop your combo, it's easier to, I don't know, you're more safe than you would be with a whiffed medium punch knife rush. So that's just the thing there. Okay, so those are a few bread and butter combos. And we went over basically everything on the beginner's level with Sid. I'm Street Fighter 88. I'm in the Discord for Punch Planet. If you're not in the Discord, I will post a link on this video to join the Punch Planet Discord. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, what are your favorite Sid combos? What do you enjoy doing? Any feedback is appreciated, and I will be back with another video for Sid and more videos to follow as well for other characters on Punch Planet. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you don't take one thing from this video, guys, I hope you guys take this. I hope you have a good day or a good evening wherever you're at in the world. It doesn't matter. We're just chilling. We're just hanging out. It's your boy Street Fighter 88. And the Street Fighter 88 fam, I'll catch you guys next video. Peace.